Boris Johnson's apologised for getting it wrong with his net zero policies. Yeah, the Tory conference, obviously, half empty auditoriums, nobody's turned up, you can still get a hotel room in Manchester, nobody's bothered about what the Tories say anymore, and he's got the audacity to say he went at it too hardcore. I'll say you did. Theresa May brought all the laws in, bearing in mind, not Boris Johnson, but anything to do with net zero was on page 54 of the manifesto, which means it should have been handled during a second term of office, which he didn't get. He didn't complete one full term. And now he's got the audacity to come out and say, oh, I've got it wrong, yes, I've got it wrong, and I've gone too hard. We can't ignore it, but I've gone too hard. Yeah, well, that's all right, isn't it? 4 years, 5 years later, we're still here stuffed with gas and electricity, 4 times what other countries are paying. And industrial users are leaving Great Britain because they can't afford to stay, because industrial electricity is even dearer. So what have you done to this country, you people? Bearing in mind, not only that, you've had the audacity to call an early election. If your lot meant any of what they're saying, whether it's leaving the ECHR or you've got it wrong with your policies on getting to zero, any of that, if you meant it, then what you should have done is start making some changes while you still had the keys to number 10. But you didn't. You just left a cat litter there and handed the keys over to a tyrannical nutcase that puts everything before the British people. Doesn't matter where you're from, as long as you're from another country, you'll get attention from Keir Starmer. He'll fly out and see you. He'll jump on a plane and I'll have some videos stuck of him looking at documents really seriously. And, it's that supposed to make us think that we're being looked after. When they said at the Labour Party conference, the people want to feel a government with their arms around it. Oh, no, we don't. We want to see a government at a distance. We don't want your arms around us. We've seen what your arms do around us. You killed our grannies on their own in old people's homes for no good reason, because you were exaggerating a science that was completely flawed and based on dodgy modelling. We've seen what your lot do when you get up close and personal with our lives. Most people have managed to get through their life, buy a home, send their kids to school, get married, do many, many things quite successfully without the government interfering. In fact, the less government there is, the better we are. What have you done? What have you actually done? Yeah, any of you from either of the main parties, apart from crush people's lives and use us like we're livestock on a tax farm. Just coming up with ideas to think of more taxes to take off us while you spaff it away on batshit crazy schemes. And while we're on the subject of energy, how stupid do you think the public are to accept the fact we're buying gas from Norway, where Norway gets it from under the same seabed, but on a different stretch, where we own our own gas? Can't you see that anybody in their right mind would see that the best thing to do is to use our own gas? It creates jobs, it's cheaper, and people would be happier. But oh no, we've got to go down this crackpot idea. Not only that, this is an industry that's created multi-millionaires by stuffing it up us with subsidies. Subsidies for alternative energy that come out of our taxes. It's all dressed up to make it look like it's government money, but the government doesn't create anything to have any money. It just takes it off people who work. We're sick to death of you. We're sick to death of how insincere you are, and you're just being caught out. And you're being caught out because one man's come back into politics, one party is offering credible solutions. It's common sense, it's not fairy tales. It's easy for them to do because everybody in the country can see it should have been done anyway. They're not offering anything special, it's just common sense. And now, because you lot have been tripped up time and time again, we've got one party that's in power calling people who vote for common sense racist and far right. Let me just correct that. If you look at the party membership, there's people from all different backgrounds, all different nations that support the Reform Party. There's people from all different walks of life, people who are on benefits, people who work hard, people who are in business, big corporations, medium and small businesses. And guess what? I've never seen what else is the other thing they call us? That's it, fascist. I've never seen a fascist yet that supports free markets, free speech and less government. How does that even equate? As Ronald Reagan said, the new fascist will be the anti-fascist. Everything they accuse us of, You're doing it yourselves. You're actually trying to put us out like bushfires. Well, we're sick of it, because this is a new era of politics where transparency and honesty is going to have to be the top of your manifesto, whoever you are. And it's not going to come from the Tory party, and it's not going to come from Labour. The only reason the Tories are caving in on the European Court of Human Rights and on zero policies is because they've been caught out. It's not because they've had any better ideas, it's because they've been caught out and they know they can't get away with it. That's the Reform Party conference. That's the Tories. Where do you think the voters are?